All signs point to this, with New York Jets rumors heating up for the rest of free agency and the NFL draft in Darren Mougey's first NFL offseason. There are still multiple holes for the New York Jets to fill, and now they've been linked to a name that mirrors a player that Aaron Glenn once coached, and also a guy who Justin Fields would absolutely love to play with and have on his side, and we're going to break all of this down. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Jets Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to jump right into things as always. And guys, if you're part of that 73% that's not subscribed to Jets Digest, make sure to subscribe. If you guys subscribe right now, I'm going to see Matt later today. I will start throwing random things at him, and I will make them into a nice little YouTube short for y'all if you want to see that. Not really Jets content, but we'll also get some other fun Jets content out, so you guys want to make sure to subscribe. But let's jump into this. We have a lot to discuss. It is Darren Mougey's first NFL offseason, as we know, as a GM. Not just the Jets GM, as a GM. And what he's done so far is make a bunch of low-key moves that have kept the Jets kind of looking like a rebuilding team that's trying to stay under the radar, which is new for the Jets. I mean, last couple of years it's been star hunting and it hasn't worked out well. And well, the New York Jets are now trying to reset and build from the ground up instead of just try to acquire from the outside. And well, some of the moves have been head-scratching. Some have been good. Some have been bad. I mean, there was the move that a lot of fans have been curious about, the Brandon Stevens signing, which, if it works out, will be nice, but it is a lot of money. The Justin Fields cap hit is weird with it being $8 million this season and $23 million next year. Definitely a head-scratcher there as well. However, Justin Fields does have the potential to break out, as we all know, which is also important to note. So there is a lot to go over with the New York Jets and their offseason. And now with the NFL draft coming up, the Jets are being linked to multiple names. But recently, the most common name the New York Jets have been linked to is this guy right here, Armand Membou. Membou is a right tackle, a position the New York Jets need. Their right tackle situation is atrocious right now, and they're going to have to do something to make it better. Now, understand, some fans don't want the Jets to pick an offensive tackle or an offensive lineman in the first round of the NFL draft because last year the Jets picked Olu Fashanu, so it's been something they've done literally last season. But you need two right tackles in your starting offensive line, and look, Armand Membou gives you an elite right tackle prospect. You get to build up. He's a true right tackle. He wouldn't be moving from left to right tackle. They picked Olu last year, and that worked out. And Membou could be the fourth of a very young, up-and-coming, exciting offensive line with Olu Fashanu, Elijah Vera Tucker, and Joe Tippmann. Also, John Simpson's not old or anything. It's not like he's going to retire next year. So the New York Jets would have one of the most exciting offensive lines in the sport, and it would really, really be a good foundation to build off of, that you have this true strength on your team, and it's one of the most important needs in football, especially having two elite young tackles like Armand Membou and Olu Fashanu as a year one and year two guy. Now, multiple outlets have reported that the New York Jets are very interested in Armand Membou, and a little bit of a breakdown on him. NFL.com mentioned that the 6'4" and 1/4, 332-pound Membou ran a 491 second 40-yard dash in his first attempt with a 10-second split time of 1.74. Both are very good numbers, especially when you consider his weight, and his 40 was the fastest by any offensive lineman that's at least 6'4" and 330 pounds since 2003. His other workouts were also strong, logging a 34-inch vertical leap and a 9'7" board jump, both of which paced this year's offensive line performers. He might not fit a classic offensive tackle parameters, and many teams have asked Membou about playing guard in the NFL, but performing well and measuring with an impressive 82-inch wingspan should help his cause to stay at the offensive tackle. Now, if the New York Jets drafted him, he would stay at the offensive tackle. It would probably be more of a team-to-team basis, but he'd definitely lean playing offensive tackle anyway. There also is Will Campbell in the NFL draft, who is a left tackle at LSU, but he's almost certainly going to move to guard because he has shorter arms, so it just makes all the sense in the world that any team is just going to want to move him to a guard spot. Now, if the Jets wanted to draft Will Campbell and do that, I'd be kind of confused based off the fact that their guards are solid with obviously AVT, but also having John Simpson on the other side of things. I would like the Jets to not do that personally, but Armand Membou, I would absolutely love for the New York Jets to go out and draft. I think he would give them a bunch of stability, and it would just create an offensive line that's going to be really good for years and years to come, which would be awesome to see the New York Jets have. Now, on top of that, as I mentioned, multiple outlets have linked Membou to the New York Jets. I mean, CBS Sports mentioned that Morgan Moses departed in free agency. They set Olu Fashanu at left tackle, Membou at right tackle, and hopefully they forget about having to address the position for the last decade, which they have had to do. On top of that, USA Today mentioned that he's not Penei Sewell, but Membou might evoke some memories of the All-Pro right tackle for Coach Aaron Glenn for the rest of the new Jets coaching staff that came over from Detroit. The 6'4", 332-pounder showcased his supreme athleticism at the NFL Scouting Combine and his rare blend of composure and forcefulness that should come in handy for an offense that was severely lacking in both last season. And that's a huge part of it. As I mentioned, he mirrors Penei Sewell in a lot of ways. First of all, Penei Sewell is one of the best offensive tackles in football. I actually wanted the New York Jets to draft him at the time, but that's beside the point. Look, Aaron Glenn, obviously a big fan of Penei Sewell, and most of the Detroit Lions from last year, they had a phenomenal season. It just got cut short. But where Aaron Glenn is at now, he would definitely love a guy who mirrors Sewell in a lot of ways and would probably relish in coaching him. Because again, even though Aaron Glenn is a defensive coach, he mentioned before that he's not going to just be a defensive coach. He's going to be a football coach. And he said he's going to coach the offense as much as he coaches the defense. He's not going to take priority or anything. They're all one team, and he wants it to stay that way. Which, first of all, phenomenal answer. As I've said before, Aaron Glenn, he's got like some disorder or something where all he could do is just say the best thing possible all the time and make everybody around him just completely love him. Aaron Glenn's the best. He's the man. I cannot wait to watch him coach the New York Jets. It's going to be so fun. But until then, we do get to look forward to the NFL Draft, one of the most fun nights of sports fandom if you're a football fan. So we'll see how that goes. And really a few nights. But that first round is just electric, dude. Look, where the Jets are right now, I would absolutely love to watch them draft Armand Membou, especially because how much you could tell Aaron Glenn would like it. And on top of that, Justin Fields as well, man. I mean, Justin Fields came to the New York Jets, and one of the reasons was being a permanent starter with the Jets. And yes, there is the idea that the Jets still could take a quarterback and maybe take Justin Fields' job, but likely not. And on top of that, Justin Fields wanted to play for Aaron Glenn, and Fields does want an offensive line behind him. In fact, he needs a good offensive line. At least that's what history has shown about Justin Fields, that he is better, that he just desperately needs an offensive line. Is his pressure numbers remain the worst in the league, and Glenn is used to having an elite offensive line from his days in Detroit. Now again, Membou isn't Sewell, but the bowl case is there. With Morgan Moses gone, the lone spot on the offensive line up for grabs. It's a position dominated against big-time SEC, or a position Membou dominated against big-time SEC competition. So we know Membou can hang. That's not the problem there. And the Jets have a glaring need at right tackle, which Fox Sports is right about. And Membou is a pure right tackle who offers elite athletic ability, fluid movement, and powerful strength. His consistent base, explosive bursts, and heavy hands make him a dominant force when blocking on an island. So look, essentially, with multiple different outlets pegging the New York Jets and Armand Membou together, where things are at right now, it does feel like this is becoming a more and more common selection. There is one problem with all of this, though. There is a real world that Armand Membou does not make it to the 7th overall pick. His draft stock is rising. There's been talk about the Patriots picking him. So there are a lot of teams that are going to be interested in Armand Membou. Most teams are going to need one tackle at most times in the NFL draft. And tackles, they're so expensive that getting one on a rookie contract, whether you're a good team, a bad team, it doesn't matter. You love to have an elite tackle on a rookie contract, because then once that contract is up, you're going to have to pay them a lot of money. It's why Orlando Brown is, who, again, is not an elite offensive tackle, but he was a very solid offensive tackle with multiple different teams. And once his contracts are up and more money was commanded, he's moved around. I mean, from the Ravens to the Chiefs to the Bengals, it's been all over the place. And it's mainly because of financial reasons. And usually, like, you don't see tackles move around. Most teams will just pay their tackles. But, I mean, you look at so many of these offensive tackles and the money they're getting. The New York Jets, if they could avoid that for a while before they eventually would have to pay both these guys, it would be huge. Especially considering then you could hold off on drafting a quarterback for a year. And then when your offensive linemen get better and better, as there's such a young group right now, you have a rookie quarterback come in and have a dominant offensive line to grow off of, which is going to help them develop faster. So it would all work out well. I think, again, this is a slow burn for the Jets. It's not going to happen this year that they're going to be revitalized. The hope is that in the following year, they kind of do a one-year rebuild the way the Lions did when Dan Campbell came in. And if you're going to do a one-year rebuild, Armand Membou is the guy to go with, if you ask me personally. Now, Bleacher Report's scouting report that they did on him a few months ago mentioned that he's twitched up, explosive mover, and has a thick build with excellent raw strength and natural power. He shows the range to beat widely aligned rushers to the spot. I mean, look, he's a great player. Excels at widening out, hooking, and depicting. I'm sorry, I don't want to read all this off to you guys. Look, I tried. This is such a bad. This is terrible. This is terrible YouTube right now, so I'm gonna do it anyway. He has the length to establish first meaningful contact on defenders to catch and end reps quickly. Excels at widening out, as I mentioned. Brings in imposing demeanor with with the sustained skills and power, it's really hard to read, guys. It's really small writing. To deliver body blows as a finisher, and it's a notable linear improvement in technique in 2024. So obviously, and unsurprisingly, based off the fact that how young he is and that he's not even in the NFL yet, he's still improving rapidly. And with the Jets still having a year to burn and Justin Fields being a guy who needs a bunch of good protection or he does struggle, it makes a bunch of sense to go with Armand Membou here. But guys, let me know what you think down below on this. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications, disregard when I just showed I couldn't read right there. Guys, have a great day and go Jets.